This is an early Exa SLR, probably from somewhat 1959 to 1962. This is a slimmed down version of the sort of the more venerable Exacta range, and it has some very unique qualities. This one was donated to the Florence Nightingale Hospice charity. I'll put a link in the comments to their eBay page where you can see what they've got for sale at any time. So this is the Exa camera made by Ihagee. Now, before I said it was late 50s, it might actually turn out to be a bit earlier than that. These are absolutely beautiful cameras. I don't understand why they're considered more, well, they're not considered more collectible than they are. It has some unique features, and it is a beautiful piece of, well, piece of art, I think, really. Okay, so it's a 35mm single lens reflex cameras, one of the earliest single lens reflex cameras ever made. It is fully mechanical, and it has a bayonet fitting lens. To remove the lens, you'll see there's a little lever here which moves out. That releases a pin, which means that I can turn the camera through about 30 degrees, or the lens through 30 degrees, and at that point it's almost impossible to get off. That's frustrating because it worked really well last time. There you go, it's come off at last. That wasn't the slickest way I could have done it, to be honest. Right, let's see if I can put it back together. So, okay, it goes back together a lot better than it came apart. So, I want to take a picture with this camera. I make sure that the camera is wound on, and as you can see there's a little cover over the shutter release here. The shutter release is threaded, so we'll take a cobra release, and listen how quiet this shutter is. Isn't that dinky? Okay, well, if I look through the viewfinder at this point, then everything is black. The mirror will not return down until I wind the camera on. In terms of apertures, well, it's an interchangeable lens, obviously. So this is the 50mm f2.9 lens, which came as standard, and it's a nice smooth action, and the aperture ring works really well. In terms of shutter speeds, you'll see that the shutter speeds are altered through this lever here. The fastest shutter speed is 1/150th of a second. The slowest one is 1/25th of a second, and of course we have B for bulb, so that the shutter will open as long as I depress the shutter. So let's assume I'm taking a few pictures. You'll see that the counter moves on here. Let's assume I've got to the end of the roll. I want to wind the film back into the camera, so I depress this button here, and that allows me to wind the film back into the camera. To open the camera, there is a catch on this side. If I move the catch down and open up the camera, you can see that the condition inside it is absolutely beautiful. This is a very, very well made camera. Turn around to the front. I've got two flash connections, one for bulb here and one for flash sync. And well, kind of that's it really. It doesn't need any more. It's fully mechanical, it has no meter. There's one thing though, one thing that sets us apart from a lot of other cameras, well, generally, and that is, you'll see this little knurled bit here. If I move this down, I can remove the whole viewfinder. So I can change this for, say, another viewfinder or an interchangeable viewfinder, or a waist level finder is what I'm trying to say. And again, in theory, it should go back very easily. There you go. So the Ihagee Exa camera, which is a kind of stripped down version of the Exacta. This is the consumer model. As I say, I'm not sure why they're not more collectible than they are. You can probably pick up one of these like 30 to 50 pounds, but they are a really solid workhorse of a camera, and they will see you very, very well should you want to go out and take some pictures on a purely mechanical 70-year-old camera.